Let's see if I can remember. You guys will have to tell me if it's too bright. If I need to, I might need to take this camera out. I have the better camera in, but it seems like it makes everything a lot brighter. So I can show you, let's see if I can show you the difference. Okay, so there I have the camera in. And there I should, oh, don't tell me that it did that. Darn it. We have to start over again. I love the fun. There we go. I think we're back. Okay, I guess I can't show you what it looks like without it. I guess I can try to switch it. Let's see if it'll let me. Okay, so there's the difference. That one looks worse though. Very shiny. I never know until I go on and how it shows on the other end. So if you don't like it, make sure to let me know. Okay, so today we're talking about what's going on with the tiny house, and hopefully everybody can see me. If you can't, I have no idea that you can't. Okay. So Sherry Fain is here. Okay, so today what we want to talk about with the tiny house is I have the plastic up around the deck, and we're using it as a sunroom, somewhere to stack the firewood so that it's not getting wet. Stigander 1. Stigander 1. That's an interesting name. Hello. So we have everything in plastic in the front. The reason is that we get a lot of wind in the winter, not necessarily a ton of snow, but lots of wind. And because we're facing into the wind with the deck, if I wasn't to cover it in, it would be snowed in. And if we get rain or anything like that, and I'm trying to store the firewood there next to the door, the firewood gets rained on. And since we generally have it in the big woodshed, it's very dry. And so to take really dry firewood and then put it on a porch that's being rained on kind of defeats the purpose a little bit. So I plasticked it in and put furring strips along the plastic on the edges so that the wind won't tear it off. And let's see. Visiting Lee. Oh, I'm sorry you weren't feeling well. Vicky Favita. Hello. So we got the plastic in. I have been using the splitting maul quite a bit, but it's a very old maul and the handle is starting to come out of the head, which is dangerous. So I need to go, while I'm in town today, I probably need to go and get a new handle for it. Our little safe haven made it. Thank you for the hello. N Ruben 03 said hello. And Helios made it. Is it really blue? Is there something I should change? How are you doing, Helios? Glad you made it. We have one wrench, so it's a good thing you're here. So let's see, what's the other thing? Working on, what else are we working on? The little wood stove that we have in the cabin is working very, very well. We're really happy with it. The mass of the bricks behind it is holding the heat so that it releases it through the night. We've had temperatures down in the 40s and 50s, and we have been sleeping with the windows open still because of how well the tiny wood stove has worked. So it should be really exciting to see as the weather gets colder if the little wood stove can handle it. Hopefully by the time we have really cold weather, the little rocket mass heater will be in. The Honeydew Carpenter is working on that currently. He's thinking it'll probably be in about 2 weeks. So Linda Bird Rudder made it. Hello. Bullmaster Lyle made it. Hello. Mr. Dirt will probably be not be in today. He is working on school projects. And so hopefully he's doing well with that and hangs in there. So along with the wood stove, we have a lot of produce that is being given to us for free, or we're being able to purchase it, or it grew on our property. And we have quite a bit of overcast right now, so a solar dehydrator isn't really going to work very well. Little Farm Big Dreams made it. Hello. So I have an open air dehydrator that I purchased years ago that I would usually set out on the porch when we have really high temperatures and lots of sun and a little bit of wind. And I'm thinking that what I'm going to do is put a chain across the room over the top of the little wood burning stove that I can hang this dehydrator from, so that it's a couple feet above the little wood burning stove. And so if I put sliced apples or fruit leather in it at night, by morning it should be thoroughly dry. And that is a really exciting prospect for me. The only problem is I can't find the little dehydrator. I don't know where it is. It was never my favorite dehydrator because it, if you didn't have high temperatures, then, and we don't get a huge number of days with really high temperatures, so it didn't work terribly well for thicker items like apples. It worked really well for herbs, but not necessarily for apples or jerky or anything that was a little bit thicker. So, but I think with a consistent source of dry heat, like above a little wood burning stove, I think would actually work really well. So I'm trying to find it again. Let's see. Lemonade Farm made it. Visiting Lee asked, what do wrenches mean? Wrenches mean that they are moderators, and that if somebody gets out of line or saying nasty things, then they can make them go away. Umbrella Automotive Plan D Survival made it. Marveline Holloway made it. Okay, Stigander1 said, do you have a hot water heater? I don't. I just use a big pot or a big tea kettle, and it works really well. Probably in one day we go through about 6 gallons of water, unless I'm doing laundry. On a laundry day, we haul a lot more water than that. On laundry day, it takes about 12 gallons of water to do all of our laundry, and 6 gallons a day just to live, for food, for showers, for washing hands, that kind of thing. So on a laundry day, we go through about 18 gallons of water between the three of us. So, Leanne made it. Hello. Jared 1838 said, I dehydrated tomato slices in my car window, sprinkled basil on them. They were delicious. I bet they were. Right now we are so overcast that anything like that is not practical, if that makes sense. We could definitely do that in the summer. What I would like to do is make one of those really big solar dehydrators that has like 20 trays in it and has that long sloping air intake on the front of it. I'd like to make one of those, but if you want to use one of them, you have to have sunlight, and we have a lot of rain this year, and there were a few months we could have used it, but not at this point any longer. Rainbow Citizen said, I found your site about a month ago and so enjoy learning so much from your wisdom. Well, thank you very much. That's very kind. Bellicose Owl said, hello from Marion County. Is that Kansas? KS, Kansas? Not on a good signal, but wanted to give you a nod. Well, thank you. Christian Righty, did I say right? Ritty from Finland. Hello from Idaho. Lovely to have you here. Let's see, I had a whole other list of things that I was going to talk about. If I can find it. Let's see, there were some other things. So food storage. I have been working on getting dry goods put together in larger containers. We have all of our potatoes underneath the bench. We can't put them out on the deck because it still freezes out there at night. And there's a little too much sunshine and too much warmth during the day. That's the thing about having closed in like a sunroom, created a sunroom out of the porch, is that it's really nice because it cuts down our wood use during the day and it cuts down our wood use at night, but you can't really use it as cold storage anymore because the temperature fluctuates too much between day and night. It's better to have it inside the house in a dark place than to have it somewhere where you have like a 50-degree swing. That's not such a good thing. Let's see. So we're getting lots of our paleo flour put away. I have put up some nice decorative jars in the kitchen. What else have we done? I'm trying to move everything that's kind of unattractive and temporary out of the cabin, and instead of having things that are movable, instead of trying to put things in a permanent way, as I'm seeing where things should belong so that they're easily accessible, trying to kind of move out all the free stuff that I was using and spend a little bit more money to put them in correctly now. For those of you who are interested in tiny houses, you should go check out Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. They just finished the ceiling on their bedroom, and it looks beautiful. And sorry, I am right next to the bathroom, so sorry that you're having to hear that. So they just finished the ceiling. The nice thing about tiny houses, is that they don't cost a lot. And so when you're putting them together, you can do it as cheaply as you want, and then it doesn't really take that much just to take things down later and put it in a more expensive way. Like for instance, if you had a $7,000 mortgage on your tiny house and you paid it off in a year, at that point you could go in and take down all the not so nice ways that you finished it, take them out, and then put in really nice walls and nice finishes, and it's so small that it really doesn't take a lot of time and it doesn't take a lot of money. So if you're strapped for cash when you first buy your shed, they're nice because you can go in later and change all of that for a very minimal amount of money. So that's what Off Grid with Doug and Stacy have done. They didn't finish their bedroom, the ceiling in their attic for years. I think, what did they say? It was like 5 or 6 years. They didn't finish it. They just finished it. It looks beautiful. Also, Deep South Homestead, they just got a little shed that they're going to be finishing to turn into a cute little guest house slash woofer cabin slash whatever they need to turn it into. And so they're going to be finishing it. And Danny is an amazing carpenter. It's what he always did for his living. He has made some absolutely beautiful buildings. His home is beautiful. He built it himself. So he really has some amazing skills there, and it will be fun to see what he does with that little shed. Definitely will be better than what I've done up to this point. The goal in our tiny house was to put as little money into it as possible and see what was possible with just what we had laying around. So the tin inside was free. It came from an old calf shed at John's dad's place. We did trades for the insulation, so we didn't actually spend money on that. And what else was there? The wood was also a trade kind of gift. The wood on the inside was trade kind of gift. And then we used furniture and shelves and everything that we already owned that weren't terribly beautiful, but they were free because we'd already paid for them. And then last month I finally started putting in some furniture, which I'm really happy that I did that. They weren't expensive. The chairs that I bought were $10 and $15. You know, one was 10, one was 15, and that's all we had. Everything else was still very inexpensive. And it's been really nice to kind of move things in and move things out and have things get nicer. The further along we went, the more we saw what kind of size we were dealing with in the cabin, what was too much, what we needed more of. It was very much a transition, and it's kind of exciting as things pull together to see how it all works out. For instance, the big wood burning stove, I've started to kind of turn it into a baking central, even though it's not hot. We're not using it. It is a nice countertop. It is a pretty countertop, and I have my propane burners on the side, which makes everything super, super compact and easily accessible. And I didn't think that's what would happen with the wood burning stove. I thought it would just continue to be in the way, but it's become kind of kitchen central a little bit. Okay, I have more on my list, but I want to check comments because I keep missing them. Hey, Rain Country made it. Let's see, did I miss anybody else? Let's see. So, what else did I have on my list? I will go back to that. Okay, so that's food storage. Right now, I'm taking old plastic bags, cutting them into strips, and crocheting them together into a sleeping mat for Kaya. She is a mover. At night, she's been sleeping with me because when she sleeps with Paige, she crawls out from under the blankets, she gets cold, and then she gets sick. So even though I'd rather that she slept up in her own loft, because I sleep better when she's not moving next to me, I am concerned that she won't stay warm enough if she doesn't have somebody there to keep tucking her in. But on my side, I don't sleep on a mattress. I just sleep on one of the little foam pads that's about that thick. That's what I sleep on, and I'm plenty warm. But it's not wide enough for her to fit on it too. So I'm taking old strips of plastic bags from the grocery store and looping them together into yarn, and I'm crocheting her a sleeping mat out of old plastic bags so that if she wiggles away in the night, it can just pull her back onto it so that she has a buffer between the wood and her sleeping bag. And I've been trying to keep her in a blanket. I've got her white blanket to wrap her up in and then my blanket to wrap her up in, but she just squirts out of it. She moves so much at night. So we got out my down sleeping bag and we're gonna stuff her in that so that she, at least, you know, she only has one direction to get out of it. She can go up through the top, but she can't move out of it from side to side. So I'm hoping she'll sleep better that way. And I don't like to throw away plastic bags. I use them for garbage, like as garbage sacks, but we don't go through enough garbage for them to really get used up fast enough. And so it's nice to have one other place to use them. I also cut them up and turn them into grocery bags. So let's see. In order for me to read my list, it's kind of hard to come back and forth. Okay, are you not seeing me? Let's see, everybody can see me, hopefully. Okay. So are you buffering on your side or are you buffering on my side? Because I actually have pretty good internet here, or I should. Everybody can see me? Okay, so I'm going to go back to my list. I can't read the comments at the same time that I'm reading. Okay, so everybody else can see me. All right, so I'm going to go back to my list then. So what else? So doing sleeping mats, I'm actually approaching an Amazon company where I saw that they had a really nice sleeping mat that I think looks a little more dressy, and asking them if they want to send me some to do a trial or a review on it. So I'm hoping I might even get something a little nicer here soon. But the problem with sleeping lofts, unlike Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, they actually have headspace in theirs. You could stand up in the middle of it. In ours, you might be able to kneel in the middle of it. We just don't have a lot of headspace. And so if you take John went and got some of those air mattresses, but they're this tall. They're a foot tall, and so they take up a huge amount of headspace, and I get claustrophobic sleeping on them. The girls are still sleeping on them, but because it's such a big mattress, there's no room for them to play on their side of the loft, which I wish there was. So the other thing is that with an air mattress, you have this big bubble of cold air underneath you. When we slept on them in the spring, you had to have 4 or 5 blankets underneath you to buffer you from all that air space that would get cold at night. And so I think as it gets colder, I really don't want the girls sleeping on air mattresses. I'd rather that they had that insulation of the actual wood with some kind of foam or something between them and the wood, rather than a foot of cold air. So I think I'm going to take the air out of Paige's mattress and get them some sleeping pads, and that way they can roll them up during the day. It gives them space to play upstairs, and I think it just gives better insulation, and it's a better use of space, I think. Whoa. So Jared 1838 asked, are you planting garlic? The renters harvested all the garlic this year, and so I need to ask her if she has any left over that we can go out and plant. We plant ours on October the 10th is when we plant ours here. And so that's what we're doing with that. Sorry, I gotta go back to my notes or I forget. I'm gonna close this down because it's giving me a little too much glare. See if that doesn't help. Is that better? Hopefully that's a little better. But it does make it hazy. Maybe that wasn't a good idea. But it makes it a lot, yeah. No, the camera can't pick it up. Darn it. How's that? All right, so other notes. I had just put up most of the girls' warm clothes, and now I'm getting them back out again, or getting them new ones that fit a little bit better. I'm still working on the goat barn every day. I keep thinking today's the day I'll be done with the goat barn, and yeah, I'm still not done with the goat barn. We did breed Chai, not yesterday, but the day before yesterday, I think. And we're worried that maybe Lemon Drop got bred a couple months ago, that one of the times that our buck dragon got off the rope, that she got bred because she's looking a little bit rounder than Chai and she's not coming into heat. And so we're a little concerned that we're going to have a Christmas batch of baby goats, which is not a good thing. Let's see, yesterday I got the rest of the wool put onto the greenhouse, and I'm going to see if maybe I can use more of the manure out of the goat shed onto the greenhouse than I was planning on, just because I'm getting tired of walking it to fruit trees. It's a long walk to get them to the fruit trees, and there's a lot of bumps along the way, and I see that it's kind of wearing me out. So there is my list. Do we have any actual questions? Let's see if I can go to the right page. Barbara Sibley from Southwest Colorado, hello. And Chicken Mommy said, how about a futon mattress that can be folded down to sleep on and folded back up during the day, just the mattress without the frame for the girls' loft? Yes, and we used those when I was a kid, and they worked really, really well, but they're pretty expensive. Okay, somebody had said that it was better. Okay, Hila said it was better when I took it down a bit. So let's see. However, they were expensive. I think to buy them now is like $150. And yeah. So, okay, any other questions? I'll try to think if there's anything else that I forgot to tell you about. It looks like we're hoping that John can come visit here in a couple weeks. That's what we're crossing our fingers for. It'd be really nice to see him. What else? The girls are enjoying school. Off the top of my head, I'm trying to find some more paleo type recipes, and there's not enough hours in the day for everything that we're supposed to be doing. So super fun. Rain Country said, do they hold up well, the futon mattresses? Yeah, the ones that we had when I was a kid, they lasted and lasted and never died. Eventually, I think my parents took them to the Salvation Army, just because we didn't use them anymore once we got into the bigger house. But they just never died. They were fantastic. Chicken Mommy said, could find them free or cheap on Craigslist. We've looked on Craigslist, and usually what we have found as far as futons or futon mattresses was that they've had dogs on them and that they're just beaten to heck. And on top of that, it would be, a lot of them are being sold for what you could purchase them for new. There's been kind of a lack of good deals on Craigslist lately as far as furniture goes. Okay, any other questions? Rain Country said, I've never had one, so I have no idea, but would be handy to have over those blow-up kind that usually get holes. We got some of those deluxe air mattresses, and we have been using them for, I don't know how many months, since April. And we haven't had holes in them. They were really, really tough, but they were the really, really expensive ones. John got them for $20 a piece. Instead of having to pay like almost $200 for them, and they worked really well. It's just we just don't have the headspace for them, and they're super comfortable. They're really great mattresses. Let's see. KSL doesn't work real well in our area. KSL is more of a Utah thing. Hey, Michael R is here. How are you? Rain Country said $50 sounds like a decent price. Rainbow Citizen said, are you traveling around the country? We're not traveling right now. I am not a world traveler, somebody who loves to do that. Right now we're farming and getting things kind of battened down for the winter. And if we go anywhere, it will be to Oklahoma to be with John. And so that's up in the air right now as we wait for things to develop. And it's hard to take your family that far across the country when you also have a farm. And so we just have things that need to develop further. And if they don't, hopefully I can get things done well enough for winter that we'll still be comfortable here. January and February are just beast months here. They get very, very cold. We have really, really bad weather here in January and February. Rain Country said, we have the nice ones too, and they're still fine, but do not hold up air as well. I'm thinking having teenage boys use them in the past may have been a bit much, right? Vicky Favita said, not a question, just wanted to say you're doing great. Love y'all. Oh, thank you. Mom Charlie and Beck said, hi from England, working through your videos. Not there yet, so many have missed this. What do you intend to replace your current range oven with? We will be replacing it with a rocket mass heater. We're waiting to see if it will be safe to use in the little house, but that is being built by the Honeydew Carpenter, and he should be finished with it here in the next couple weeks so that we can try it out and see how it goes. Josephine Anderson said, greetings from Sweden. Hello, it's lovely to have you here. That's a long ways away. Christy Bett said, air mattresses have really improved. Mine bit the dust when the dog jumped on it with grandkids. Yep, that would do it. Let's see. Any other projects I'm working on? We have a lot of kind of preparing for spring projects going on right now. Here, you start prepping for winter in August, because the difference between summer and winter is this tiny little like 2-day period that we call fall. It lasts about 2 days. And we have transitioned from summer, and so pretty much we're in winter now. And so whether or not we stay here for the winter, we have a lot of winterizing to do, just to kind of prep what if we don't make it to Oklahoma. If we don't make it to Oklahoma, then we're here during some really nasty cold weather, and I want to be ahead of it rather than trying to retrospectively fix things when we have really extreme weather. So it'll be interesting whether we're in Oklahoma or whether we're here. I think it will be an adventure for sure. Helios Higgins said, KSL is Utah, Montana, Idaho, as I understand. Yes, that is true. You could say that, but we don't have, if you look for ads on KSL, usually they refer to things that are being advertised in Utah, because it was started in Utah, and it's just a bigger thing in Utah than it is here. Hey, Josh, Central Mountain Homestead made it. Super exciting. Anybody who wants to see little cabin videos and lots of log home videos should go check out Central Mountain Homesteading. He has a super fun channel. Lots of fun DIY, big tool, man show type videos. So let's see, what else is there? Shannon Musitelli said, we love watching you on the farm. You and the girls are doing great. You're truly in your element. It shows. You just glow when you're working at home. That is true. It is definitely my happy place. And it's nice to always have the challenge of some other project that's going on. A different, I don't know, doing another homestead in Oklahoma sounds challenging, because if I get there in winter, it means that I don't have any preparations for winter and no preparations for summer. I'm just pretty much dead in the water a little bit. And so the thought of coming and trying to start a new homestead in winter is definitely intimidating. And so the colder it gets here, the further into winter we get here, the more I wonder, are we even going to make it to Oklahoma this winter? It's hard to know. So, yeah. Lisa Pogotchnik, hello from North Dakota. I hope I said that right, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. Visiting Lee said, Seattle had no rain this year. If you can imagine, my mom was born here in 1926, so I haven't really seen that happen here, but we had an 80-degree now, raining cold. They said April for another nice day. Gotcha. Barbara Sibley said, here in the mountains, we always go from summer to winter in one day. It could be 80 degrees one day and snow the next. That happened this week. Yep, exactly. And that's how our weather is here. Is we don't get much spring and we don't get much fall generally. It's kind of a it's either really, really hot or really, really cold here. Not much in between. I did pronounce correctly. Oh, I'm so good. So good. Let's see, anything else? I'm trying to take old free stuff like curtains, the curtains that I made before, and I'm trying to dress them up a little bit. I have more of the ceiling plastered, and it turns out that somehow that footage got erased. I don't know how it got erased, but it got erased. Which, I hate it when footage gets erased. So I need to make more video of me plastering the ceiling. And I still think it would be fun to take some of that tin down in the living room and put up some plywood and plaster that and put some straw on the wall so that it looks kind of peasant-y and see how that looks. Again, I do love to have lots of projects in the wings. And everything that I'm talking about, with the exception of the plaster, is already there, ready for me to use. Not Normal Tree said, just checked folding foam bed chair, 62 plus free shipping. That's awesome. I'll have to look into it. I think the girls will enjoy that on their side if it's not too tall. Their side of the loft, there's two lofts, one on each side. Their loft is quite a bit shorter than my loft, by about maybe 8 inches even. And so if anything, they need something shorter. But well, I think it's a great idea, and I'll go look. Chicken Mommy said, visiting Lee, hi, Washington neighbor. Yeah. Okay, guys, any more questions? Otherwise, I am going to go back to projects that I need to go get started on before I head home. I need to go and, I don't remember what I need. Oh, I need to go get the handle for that axe. And if I can't find one that would fit, I need to just get a new axe, because I haven't been able to split wood for 2 days once I saw that that head was starting to move a little bit more. What's the other thing? Do I have anything else going on? Harlow Condo said, enjoy your channel very much. Thank you so much. That's very kind. Christine Cordiaca, folding foam bed chair from where? It's probably on Amazon. I would bet that it's on Amazon. Let's see, what else? I can't think of anything else. That was pretty much my list. Helios Higgins said, and they aren't much shorter than Julie. What's that, Helios? The folding beds? Okay, Rain Crunchy said, okay, have to get back to my green tomato, zucchini, relish, and yogurt. Have a great day, y'all. Bye, Heidi. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, I don't really have much else to report. Same old, trying to work on videos. Vicky Favita said, oh, my son had a folding bed chair. He was 4 when we got it. We just got rid of it. He's now 31. Yeah, those things last forever. One of the reasons I'm doing the sleeping mat out of plastic bags is because I do like to use what I already have, see if it'll work. If I can make it for free and it'll work, then that's what I go with. If I find that the free alternative didn't work, then I move on to something inexpensive. And then if that doesn't work, I move on to something more expensive. And I try to kind of layer things rather than just going out and blowing it on something really big. It seems better to kind of hold back and kind of make sure that that's actually what I need. Oh, the kids are not much. Yeah, the kids are about the same height as me. You're right. Visiting Lee said, much love, be safe. You're doing great. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I think I'm going to close for now, if everybody's okay with that. And I'm going to go and work on my little sleeping mat for Kaya. And hopefully everybody's doing well out there. You're welcome to email me at dirtpatcheaven@gmail.com or go check out our Etsy store, also called Dirtpatcheaven. And we will talk to you later.